Today we're doing a quick video review on Flair Air. Flair Airlines is a Canadian low-cost airline, headquarters in Edmonton, Alberta. I don't think that's correct. I think they're in Kelowna now. The company operates scheduled domestic passenger services and charters in Canada, USA, internationally. First time I was aware of Flair, we flew on Air Transit, and Air Transit doesn't have their own planes. They charter. So maybe they do have their own planes for some stuff. They fly to Mexico. It was all done through Flair, and I was surprised. It was a very bare bones. Flight attendants were good though. So then Flair started flying in Canada domestically, and they were operating as New Leaf. I don't think things worked out that good, and now they're operating under their own name, Flair Air. So why do we use them? They're cheap. What about the reviews? Terrible. Most of the people complaining on the reviews are complaining about luggage and trying to change their flight. Well, it's really tough to change your flight in Canada with WestJet or Air Canada's too without paying a fee. It is very difficult just to get on the phone with Flair. I found Facebook Messenger works wonderfully. If you do not make so you're going on a trip and you miss a plane or you miss your 1 hour cutoff, I think they say 45 minutes, but I think they try to hustle you through. So I try and be there 2 hours in advance for a domestic flight, which some people might think is irrelevant, but it is relevant because sometimes you read the reviews, people are at the gate within an hour or at the check-in desk, and they do not allow them on. It seems kind of weird, doesn't it? But get there early and you won't have any problems. Often the check-in desk is handled by contractors, so it's not even a Flair employee. So if you're confident in your booking, you understand how the luggage works, you can save a lot of money. Let's check it out. So we want to fly today. Here's an example. Victoria to Kitchener. Depart August 3rd. One passenger. Search. One way. Boom. $119. Perfect. So why is it so cheap? Because you have to print your own boarding pass, otherwise it's going to cost you $10 at the airport. You have to pay for luggage. You can bring a backpack that fits underneath the seat in front of you, but if you want to use the overhead bin, it's probably about $60. But the best deal is to do the checked baggage. It gives you travel flex and priority boarding, and it's about $60 as well. And then you get more weight for your baggage. And if you have medication, just bring it in your little carry-on that's going to fit underneath the seat in front of you. If they lose your baggage, use a credit card that will refund you or allow you to go buy necessities until your baggage is found. I think most credit cards cover you up to $500. If you're traveling with more than $500 in your checked baggage, I can't help you. You probably need to, and if they lose the bag, you would probably need to go through their compensation process. So this is $119. For comparison's sake, let's just take a look at YYJ to YKF. And this is not really fair because usually you book in advance. And you can see there, Flair's coming up. They didn't used to. So WestJet there, $595. So that's not a fair comparison. That's actually looking at September. So let's look at what would we pay to go tomorrow, and we're gonna show flights. That might be showing round trip. So let's get to the real good deal here. Round trip. So let's do one way. Look at Flair. It's coming up as $87 there. I don't know why that is. One way. Okay. So WestJet 318. 19 hours. Let's find something direct. $636. I don't know if I can even, let's see if I can get a direct duration configuration or date grid, track prices. Well, date grid. This will probably be your best bet. That's a good deal, but that's on Flair. So you're looking at anywhere from triple to quadruple and more. 225 more flights. You can kind of see what the numbers are coming up as. Some really wonky flights here, aren't they? That's probably your best bet here. $636. So you're going to pay a crap load more if you fly on a domestic carrier that's well known like WestJet or Air Canada. So let's break it down here. For our trip, YYJ to Kitchener, it's $501, and we both are doing a checked bag as well. We get priority boarding, and we didn't do a seat selection, but I checked in online and I got seated in seat 7. That's just perfect. Everything is good. Everything is good. Life is good. Flair is good. And a lot of haters say, oh, I missed my flight or this or that, another thing, my baggage. Let's check out, I did a search on the flight we're going on to see how successful the flights are on leaving on time. So you take a look at, it's always the same flight number. The flights, they fly the same route. So you punch in your flight number and you can search and see how the flights are looking. So they don't look any different than any other flight. On the 27th of July, there was a little bit of a late departure, 2 hours, but everything's good. Everything was good, and it flagged it as departed late on that day. I am fully confident that they are well within their ability here to provide a decent method of transportation. You got to keep in the back of your mind, you're paying a reduced rate, so sometimes things can happen, but if you plan for it, it's going to be all good. So that's my little video review today. I have flown on Flair multiple times. You can see my reviews on TripAdvisor, and I'll provide a link in this video to my reviews, so you can read up on what I wrote after the flight. If you get what I'm saying. That's my name, Big Dog at Peridium 2. When in the air, I choose Flair. No, I'm not. I do not work for Flair. June 18th, 2021. I book online, 2 bags show up, and they're actually pretty nice this time. Get on plane, no problem. It was a new 737-800 and clean. Yes, that is all true. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no entertainment, there's no nothing. Follow me on YouTube. My name's Big Dog. But I'm posting this under Red Seal Reviews. Good afternoon, blah, blah, blah. Look at these reviews, just terrible. Let's just take a look at the newest terrible reviews and explain, let's debunk it. Let's debunk why Flair is so crappy. I know this review is kind of dragging on. Worst experience ever. And 30 minutes before. No, you have to be an hour before. I'm not even going to review that. You end up paying the same as Air Canada. Well, if you're smart about it, you'll check one bag and put everybody's stuff in your in the big bag. We usually fly with Sunwing. Blah, 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 blah. We're trying to make a change. Don't try and make a change. Okay. When you book something, book it. Be done with it. If you need to change it, just rebook it. Unless you're months away, then you can talk to them on Messenger, but they charge you to rebook. Just blah, blah, blah. And once you add the extra cost, no, it's still cheaper. I will argue that. Let's keep going here to see if there's any merit. This guy's can't even spell Flair. I can debunk these reviews all day long. I could spend my whole life focused on debunking reviews about Flair, but I'm not going to. Let's get back into that Flair Airlines. It's like the flight, you have to focus on how was the flight, not everything else. Let's go for here. Let's take a look at the date. July 2021. The reason why they're cheap, no notification part of a flight that I need to check on online. Yeah, hello. You do that with every carrier, so they don't overbook you. Great flight. Okay, we won't read that one because I'm trying to get the point that it's not that bad. No customer service. I spent 3 hours on Flair today after a week trying to contact them. Yeah, you go on Messenger. Do not do anything else. They're hiring more people for the phones. Very disappointed. Yeah. If you got to contact them, that's on you. Horrible experience. I went to check in today. I actually clicked the wrong button on my COVID screening, so it wouldn't allow me to my boarding pass. And wasn't in service. The next day, running late. showed up 40 minutes before my flight. You got to be there an hour. I don't even want to read that. Waste of time. Could carry on. Long lineup. Well, maybe you should show up earlier. Very fun and friendly flight crew. This is an endemic to the problem with Flair Air. Quote, your personal item does not go under the seat as long as they fit the dimensions on the website and be hard to do to discern what you oversized personal item may have just been there. I'm sorry if you're a man. I don't know what they're getting at. Sounds like a issue with their luggage. I wanted to rebook my ticket, so I called the customer service and working too, and they hung up on me. Yeah, well, if you want to rebook your ticket, just cancel it because you have to pay to rebook. Terrible customer service. I made the mistake when booking a flight. Flights are supposed to be, yes, blah, 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 no form. It's been 6 days. Guess what? You can contact your credit card if they're giving you a problem with that. I contacted them on Messenger, and they refunded my money. I made a mistake on my wife's ticket, and I noticed it right away. No social distancing. Yeah, I don't think that's any different than anywhere else. Worst customer service. I want to make changes to my ticket. Yeah, no crap. It's hard to get a hold of these guys. You got to go on Messenger. Okay, very good. Moving on. Avoid all costs. Wait on the plane 2 hours, 40 minutes. Ask one simple question. How the person hang up on me. Wait on the phone. Okay. Yeah, that's understandable. Can't get through on the phone either. I don't phone them. Delayed yet again. Well, you can check to see how often that flight is delayed on this flight airline tool, Airportia. You can figure that out yourself. Carry on. I like debunking all these reviews because they're a myth. I've flown internationally to Africa and learned a lot about how the airport stuff works. And it is a cutthroat business. They don't make any money if they're not full. And they don't make any money if they're paying people to stand around. Flight attendants only get paid once the door's shut. Keep that in mind. My son returned, blah, blah, blah. He paid late, a hefty flight. On his return, they canceled flight 5 hours since he has no choice to fly home that day. To pay. Yeah, that happens. They do cancel the flight sometimes. And if it is, we have certain rules. And if it's not mechanical, you don't have to worry about it. I paid for an aisle seat and a cram, blah, blah, blah. I paid for an aisle seat. I contact your credit card on that one. You get your seat refunded. That's the easy one. I've done it before where they didn't honor it. They won't refund your ticket, but they will refund any extras. The high seat fees, not really. It's all up front as you book. Flair, cancel flight twice. Yeah, it happens. You get what you pay for. Worst, blah, blah, blah. Not allow us to check in. That happened to me. And I just went to the gate and checked in. Airport with massive line. Okay, why are you showing up so late? The system had gone down. Yes, it happens. After waiting, got a hand-printed boarding pass, a sketching-looking baggage ticket. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. We arrived at Kitchener, noticed our luggage was not coming. Yeah, that happens. File a credit card thing, and you won't have to worry about it. I don't know. Like, honestly, there's a workaround for every one of these problems, and most of it sounds like it's on you. I am all about saving money and will do whatever it takes to save a couple bucks, and you should too. You should be aware, you should read the reviews and prepare yourself. It may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility to check and read up on this stuff. I hate to say it, that's the world we live in. This isn't the 1970s anymore where flying is luxurious. It is like taking a Greyhound bus in the sky. On the way back, we're going to fly with Swoop, and it's about the same price. It was just, I couldn't fly direct from Toronto to Victoria. We're going to be staying in Toronto, and so I didn't want to have to drive back to Kitchener. So we're flying on Swoop. I'll do a review on them, and I'm sure they're about the same. So this was a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I wanted to clear the air on Flair. So I'll let you know how this goes with a follow-up review. Maybe on the plane. I don't know. We'll talk to you later.